Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my chemistry lab, and today it's a little bit different because I'm actually giving you a two-part video of the experiment. Actually the second part of the video, the main important part, the experiment, I made it already, but I forgot a very important part to add to it. So that's why I'm actually putting it right now into the front, and then right following to this little video, this important detail that I would like to share with you, the main experiment is going to follow, and I hope you find joy in it. So anyways, I have here 3% hydrogen peroxide, which is part of the experiment, which is called rocket pasta or pasta rocket, and you will see all in detail what it is about in the second part of this video. And the reason why I brought up hydrogen peroxide being an important part is because we use it. Hydrogen, we want to know that hydrogen peroxide, the formula, as you can see, if you come close a little bit, is H2O2. And the structure, as you see, is HOOH. And the very important part is that those single bonds here are all covalent bonds. So this is very important. They each share an electron. And we also want to know that the HO bonds are polar and the OO bonds are non-polar. So this is actually a very important part, and I didn't bring it up in the video, but I find it very important. So, and yeah, the experiment when you will see it is actually it didn't go the way as I planned it, but it's kind of funny. So, but you will get all the details and all the explanation in the second part. So yeah, so just stay tuned for just another second and see the second part of the video. What's up everybody, good evening and welcome once again to my chemistry lab. Yeah, I know we had already a few experiments here, so I just call it my chemistry lab. Why not, right? So today I'm going to show you how you can make your own kind of like a rocket fuel engine with a ZD pasta, some yeast, peroxide, and of course you need a lighter and this mason jar. Let's call it pasta rocket. And I will show you this experiment, and I will explain in detail why things happen. So, and if you ever have any questions, just put it in the comments below. Okay, so I have this mason jar here. You can get it at like Target or Walmart or any convenience store. So what's important is kind of like, you know how the lid is like two parts. You will see it when you get it. You just want to remove the collar. You don't want this because with this mixture, when we mix the peroxide and the yeast, there's going to be a lot of pressure in there, and we don't want you guys to have like an explosion or even risk injury. So just make sure that you separate this, and you actually want to put a hole in. You're going to put a hole in here, so because what happens is when you put the peroxide, mix it together with the yeast, there's going to be a chemical reaction, actually an exothermic reaction. Heat will be created, so you will feel the heat. Okay, so but before I get into this anymore, I'm just going to show you, and also we're going to use this ZD pasta here. Okay, so I picked out this piece. It's pretty straight, just something very simple, and we're going to be using 1 teaspoon of dry yeast. So I'm going to start with this 3% hydrogen peroxide, and oops, well, yeah, it goes. I made a mess already. And I'm going to fill this glass, this jar, a little bit more, maybe like half a cup is good. Okay, half a cup is good. Then I'm just going to dry this ZD a little bit. Okay, just want to keep it dry. And yeah, you just want to make sure that this lid is really snug. Kind of like snug, so that only once you mix it with the yeast, the peroxide with the yeast, that the air, the gas only goes through here. So I'm just going to explain to you really quick and show you. So what happens is when you mix the peroxide together with the yeast, an exothermic reaction happens, heat is created, and because of the mixture, we basically separate oxygen from the hydrogen. And this little ZD pasta here, I'm going to put it on top right here, and I keep the hole, if you want to come closer, the hole is right in the middle of the ZD. So the pasta is basically our fuel source. We're going to light it up, and we will keep it on, and it will light aggressively because oxygen under pressure that is separated from the hydrogen because of the exothermic reaction, it's going to rush up and through the ZD. And that's why the ZD pasta will burn fast, aggressively. Okay, so because we need oxygen. It's almost like a hybrid. We have like all these fuel sources. We have the yeast, the peroxide. This mixture together is like an oxidizer. And we have the solid, the carbohydrate, the ZD. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so we have already the peroxide in here. I'm going to use the dry yeast. Ooh, okay. And yeah, I'm going to take about probably, well, a little bit more than a teaspoon. Okay. Going to swirl this a little bit. Lift the lid on. I have the lid on now. Mix it a little bit. Put the ZD on top and light it. Light it, light it. Oh shoot! Yeah. Well, guys, this is science. This can happen too, as you saw in the beginning. Yeah, we had the gas coming through. The ZD, it just burned a little bit. I may have used a little bit too much yeast. But so basically this is the process. Not all science experiments work like the first time or the second time. So I could do it over again, but you know what? I think you guys understand that basically when you mix the hydrogen peroxide together with the yeast, you have an exothermic reaction, and I actually feel that it's warm. It's really warm. It's warm here, and then because of this reaction, oxygen separates from the hydrogen, and it comes up through the little hole here, and the ZD is our fuel source. And as we light the ZD, basically the oxygen is keeping the fire going. And yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, sorry it didn't work out as I have expected, but the basic and the principle still worked, so I'm happy about that. So yeah, that basically wraps it up. I'm glad nobody got hurt, nobody injured. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a great day.